All Play to Learn More games and activities can be played as individual games. But to get the best results, we have put together a Play to Learn More structured class, which is based on sport and PE classes. These have three components. They are warm-up, main activity, and cool-down. So what is the duration of a Play to Learn More class? We do recommend that we have at least 30 minutes for 3-year-olds, 40 minutes for 4-year-olds, and 50 minutes for 5- and 6-year-olds. The 2-year-olds are in, as we call it, a preparation stage, where we introduce one game or activity at a time, and where each activity takes about 5 to 10 minutes. The number of children in a class differs. Play to Learn More recommends to have 8 to 16 children in a group each time. It's important that the teacher doesn't worry too much about timing, because sometimes a lesson takes longer time than planned and sometimes less time than planned. And it's really important never to stop the flow of a good party. So let's look at the Play to Learn More structure. As you can see, we have the same learning objective throughout the whole class, even when we split the class up in 5 short sessions or parts. These parts are group game, individual game, play with the equipments, tidy up, and relaxation. And each part has its own emphasis. The first part of the class is the group game. A suitable group game can, for example, be one of Play to Learn More core games, the house game. The house game will be taught precisely in next lesson, so you can look forward to that. There are a few rules that the teacher has to have in mind concerning the group game, which is as the warming up part in a PE class. The learning objective is aimed at the most able children. Others will observe, follow, and learn. The teacher is an active participant and asks questions. Here is an example of the house game. As you can see, all the children are doing the same thing at the same time, and the teacher is an active participant and asks questions. Some children know the answer, while others follow and learn. The second part of the Play to Learn More structure is the individual game. A suitable game for that might, for example, be Move to the Middle, which we will learn later, or an obstacle course. In this part, each child works at his or her own speed. And the teacher might also have the children work at different levels. The student works in their own workstation, which is the hoop. Some children take a lot of time to find the right item and arrange them in a pattern, while others just take something and run around. It doesn't matter how they do it. Either way is the best, because we respect that we learn in different ways. The third part of the Play to Learn More structure is the part when the children play freely with the equipment that has been used earlier in the game. This is a very important part of the class, because here the children can play in their own way and explore the equipment, which is always related to the learning objective. The children can play together and learn from each other. The teacher encourages the children to create new games that can be played later. As always, when working with children, you never know what kind of situation may arise. Sometimes it's good for the teacher to come with extra equipment to add to the free play, so the children who have less interest in the free play will play longer and more calmly instead of disturbing others who are still engaged with the original equipment that is related to the learning objectives. Tidying up is always a big part of the Play to Learn More structure. You haven't finished using the equipment until you have put it into its right place. The teacher has to give clear instruction as to where or in which box the equipment belongs, so even the youngest children can tidy up after themselves. Relaxation is like the cool down in a PE class or a sports training session. After active play, it's very important to relax and calm down. Of course, we integrate that with the learning objective we are focusing on in each class. This is how a Play to Learn More class is structured. And of course, like always in Play to Learn More, when you're starting with this kind of structure, you start simple. Simple, simple, simple are the keywords. The changing between the different parts is supposed to be smooth, and the teacher has to decide each time if the children can be involved or if he prefers to let them sit down and wait while he prepares the next activity. We do recommend that the same plan, the same activities with the same related objectives are used twice a week for 2 to 4 weeks. The children like repetition, and it makes all preparation easier for the teacher. In the beginning, it's good to start with maybe 2 parts. For example, a group game and playing with the equipments. Then after a few months, when both you and the children are getting more secure, you will add on a new part, and after a few months, you can play all the structure with good results. When both you and your students have practiced this structure, you will find out that all the parts support each other and give great results. Always remember, practice teaching needs practice planning. So always take time to practice before you teach the children. Now you have learned about the Play to Learn More structure. Look forward to see you in next session.